Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am a color junkie. In this video, we will be attempting our second spooky season challenge. And this illustration is from Circle of Life by Melpomeni Chatzipanagiotou. I remember when I did my leaf through of this book and I first encountered this illustration, I thought to myself, when exactly would I be coloring spiders? But they came in handy, or rather, this illustration came in handy for my spooky season challenge month. And I'm very happy that I took on the challenge. Now, where did I get my inspiration from? If you notice, my spider is blue. Of course, I went on Google and found cobalt blue tarantulas. So instead of doing the traditional black spiders, I went ahead and attempted blue spiders. And yes, it made the challenge a little less scary, but I think creepy crawly creatures are scary on their own, irrespective of their color. Alright, now of course I'm adjusting the lighting here, and usually when you see me adjust the lighting, it means then that I'm having difficulty seeing the details of the illustration. So that's one of the things that you need to ensure when you are coloring a page, is that you can see the details and exactly how the color lays on the paper. Now for this challenge, I chose 3 blues. I started off with a Copenhagen Blue, then I added indigo blue, which is to help add some dimension, some shadows, and of course I colored the outskirts of the darker blues with cloud blue. And the reason for this is I wanted the spiders to have a glowy feel, but when I finished the spider, I realized that it gave it a three-dimensional feel. And I just thought this was really cool. Then I went in with the black. So the black actually helps to add some dimension as well. It helps with the shadowing, to create some depth, and of course give it a three-dimensional feel. So when I'm finished with the spider appears to be coming out of the page. I'm gonna repeat how I laid the colors on the paper, so that if you wish to replicate what was done here, you will know exactly what to do the next time around. Now I started with Copenhagen Blue, as I'm doing now, and I did not color the entire segment with Copenhagen Blue. Rather, I tried to do the center of the segment, and I continued with the Copenhagen Blue for the entire length of the leg. After adding Copenhagen Blue, I went in with the indigo blue on top of the Copenhagen Blue, and I did this to add depth, a little dimension, so that the color did not appear flat. And I would have done that for each of the segments, or for each segment on the leg. I'm not familiar with the anatomy of a spider. I probably should have looked that up before I came on trying to explain what I'm doing. But yeah, as you watch the video, you will see exactly how I went about creating this three-dimensional feel. Forgive me, I'm gonna fast forward from here on so that we can see what the spider looks like after applying all 4 colors. So remember, the 4 colors here are, I start off with the Copenhagen Blue, followed by indigo blue, then the powder blue, and of course I add some more dimension with black. How is the spider looking so far? It looks like he's coming out of the page, doesn't it? Alright, now I am gonna do the rest of the spider in a similar manner, starting off with the Copenhagen Blue. And of course, I'm not gonna cover the entire body or section of the spider with the Copenhagen Blue. Of course, I'm gonna leave the tips white so that I can color the tips with the cloud blue. But wherever I have the Copenhagen Blue, I am gonna add indigo blue to the inner part of the Copenhagen Blue, followed by black to create some depth. Again, I'm gonna fast forward this section so that we can see what the rest of the body looks like once we have completed it. I did the remaining 4 spiders in a similar manner, and my spiders are looking radioactive. Alright, so now we're getting to do the inner parts of the back of the spider, and I really was a little confused here. I just thought the details were just a little bit too much, and I couldn't decide if I should have just continued in blue or with what I was currently doing and creating this three-dimensional effect, or use different colors since each of the spiders have a unique pattern on its back. Of course, I opted to use a different color for each of the patterns. For this one, I went with gold. I actually used gold on 2 of the spiders, including this one. I used a silver on another pair, and then the last one I just worked with blue throughout, just to make life easier for me. Again, I'm gonna fast forward from here so that we can see what all 5 spiders look like once they are finished. Now for the background, which I actually started before I finished the spiders, and I was just anxious to see how the background would look with the blue. Now I used either 5 or 6 colors for the background because I wanted to have this gradation of colors. In the center of the circle, I started with mulberry. This was followed by carmine red, then poppy red. After poppy red, I used pale vermilion, and after pale vermilion, I used orange, and the last color I used for the background is yellowed orange. Please note that all the colors I'm using are Prismacolor pencils. I keep forgetting to mention that each time I tell you the name of the colors. Before I fast forward so that we can see what the completed background looks like, I'd like to share a quick tip. Now, when I am blending colors, I try to use colors that are from the same family. When I do that, it allows for a smoother transition from one color to the next. And you will see that once the background is completed. And the reason I choose colors from the same family is partly because I am a beginner, and if there is a major difference in the color, at this stage I would not know how to correct it. So to be on the safe side, especially when it comes on to blending, I stick to colors that are from the same family so that it is a lot easier for me to blend them and create a smoother transition from one color to the next. Alright, so let us fast forward. Wow, I was actually nervous about this palette, but it doesn't look bad at all. It does not look bad. Alright, so let us get into the branches. So I'm using light umber to color the branches. After completing the branches with light umber, I then use dark umber to outline the branches, and this helps to create depth and to give the branches a three-dimensional feel. I'm fast forwarding again so that we can see what the finished branches look like. Not bad. Okay, so we're gonna do the leaves now, and I'm gonna start off with a dark green, and the dark green we're gonna use in the center of the leaves, and on the outskirts of the dark green we will use apple green. And of course we're using two colors so that the leaves do not have one flat color. Again, I'm going to fast forward. I'm now coloring the insects that are trapped in the spider's web, and I'm basically reusing the colors that I've used before. Now I'm using mulberry, and okay, I'm adding pink. I did not use pink before, and I would have used yellow as well. I'm just ensuring that whatever color I'm using on the insects, it does not cause them to blend in with the background. We still want to be able to differentiate the insects from the background, even though they are not the main feature of the illustration. Again, I'm going to fast forward this section of the video. Finally, we are going to do the web. So here I am using my Kalour white pen to outline the web. You have to ensure that your hand is steady. Make sure that your lighting is good so that you can see the details of the web. And of course, you need to be very patient. I like what I'm seeing so far. And again, I am going to fast forward the video so we can see what the final image looks like. Wow, this turned out better than I anticipated. I truly enjoyed coloring this page, and I hope that you learned something from this video. I also hope that you enjoyed the entire process, and feel free to leave your comments down below. And also, if you have not already liked and subscribed to this channel, please do so. Thanks again for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.